Hello, Pardreamin. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. We're so excited that you are able to join in on Pardreamin. My name is Kate Godley, and I work with Circante. I'm here to introduce Stephanie Kelly while she discusses the account-based marketing full revenue funnel. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you, Kate. Excited to be here. And hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining our session today. As Kate mentioned, I'm Steph Kelly. I am the Senior Marketing Director at Terminus. I have led marketing functions across lots of different assets of the marketing team, including demand gen, ABM, field marketing, and even a trusty SDR manager. So I've worn a lot of hats. I have been with Terminus for 5.5 years. For those of you not familiar with Terminus, we are essentially an account-based marketing platform. We allow you to target your best fit accounts across multiple engagement channels, including display advertising, website personalization, chat, and email signature marketing. A little bit more about myself. I attended the University of Alabama. I am a huge sports fan, so I love college football. I love rooting my Crimson Tide on Saturdays. I live in Atlanta, so I'm a big Braves fan. So go Braves tonight. Hopefully we can get that W. And I love to travel and dabble in wine and craft beer. But you didn't come here to talk about me today. So let's talk about the account-based marketing full revenue funnel. And I'm excited to share with you guys some tips and tricks on how to better measure your ABM programs, since they don't fit into our existing traditional funnel. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So you're probably asking, what the heck is a full revenue funnel? And really, the underlying principle and key differentiators of an account-based marketing is efficient and effective revenue growth, where the goal is to progress opportunities with right fit accounts rather than driving lead volume. And so if you're looking for an account-based strategy to create more leads, it's probably not the best approach. And really where a lot of marketers see success is the blending of a dual funnel. So operating that lead funnel and also that account-based marketing funnel. So with account-based marketing programs, we can't be measuring them with that traditional funnel. ABM really emphasizes quality over quantity and touches every stage of the account lifecycle. And so essentially, it requires a whole new funnel. And what we're going to get into today is a little bit about some of those funnel stages and some of those KPIs to measure. So some of the things we're going to talk about today are target accounts, engaging those target accounts, how to get in front of those decision makers, where we really start to see that pipeline and opportunities created at our target accounts. New deals won, because we always want that revenue to show up on the books. And then taking it a step further, looking at customer retention and expansion. So let's kick off with what I think is probably the most foundational element of any account-based marketing program is really those target accounts. And you might be asking yourself, kind of what is the target account? And essentially, these are companies or organizations who are not yet customers, but they fit that ideal customer profile, better known as ICP. And if you're wondering, how to build your ICP, one of a quick tip to help build that out is really to take a list of your best fit customers. Take a list of that customers and start doing some analysis on those. Look at technographics. So what tools and technology, maybe, for example, are they using Salesforce? Are they using a specific marketing automation tool? Add in some firmographic data. So maybe industries, company size, are they public? Are they private? Have they received funding? And then start to add in other layers like environmental and behavioral. And then once you get that list, start to discover patterns and similarities. And that's how you can help draw up your ICP. One of the things that I really want to stress is that an ICP should kind of be an ongoing conversation. It should be a conversation between all members of your revenue team, your success team, your sales team, and your marketing team. It shouldn't be decided by one department. And it should also be reevaluated in certain time intervals. Maybe it's a quarter, maybe your business cycle is longer. Maybe you might need to look at it in a year. It's just great to take another peek and another refreshing of this ICP. Just to give an example, when I started at Terminus 5 years ago, our ideal customer looks very different than what it looks like today. So we always constantly have to be evolving. Now, when we talk about target account measurement, we have some specific KPIs that we really want to focus in on. And one of the first one item we want to look at is like, what is that overall number of target accounts? And really, simply put, this is the companies or organizations who are not yet customers, but they fit that ideal customer profile and they have been prioritized to market and sell to next. And I think that's a key market prioritized. So they are, we can sell to anybody, perhaps our product, but these are ones that are the best fit and we want to prioritize to. Now, given as marketers, which I'm hoping most of you guys are on the call, we don't have unlimited budget and resources. We're working. I don't know if about you, but we're stressed. We've got a lot going on, and we're always asking for more budget. So we really need to prioritize our spend and our efforts. And this is kind of where we add that next layer in, and that's our tiered targeted accounts. And not everybody will have target accounts. For example, you might just be going after the Fortune 100 and you've got 100 accounts and there'll always be 100 accounts. But some of us might be have much vast ICP. And so we need to kind of dwindle that down and better segment that. And that's where we come into with targeted tiered accounts. This is just that extra level of prioritization where we're going to spend a little bit more time, money, and energy on. And a lot of organizations do this very simply as a tier 1 account. And a tier 1 account is really, where we're directing our team to work. What we might then do is take a list of companies that maybe didn't check all the boxes of the ITCP. Maybe they checked about 80% of those boxes and maybe classify those as a tier 2. So they're still important to us, but we're just not going to spend as much time on those. Next, we want to maybe take a peek at accounts with high relationship scores. And if you're utilizing marketing automation, you've been familiarized with lead scoring. It's been around forever. But now, how do we look at that from an account perspective? And relationship scores are really is utilizing unique first-party data that informs our teams how the relationships are going within their target accounts, and their contacts are improving throughout or degrading throughout time. Some of the data points we might want to pull in are email patterns or interactions, calendar appointments, sales touches. It's just great to kind of get a holistic view of this to help build out that relationship score. And then accounts with intent surge. Intent has been super in the past couple of years. And you might be asking if you're not familiar with intent, but what it is. And essentially, intent signals are topics gathered through billions of monthly content consumptions events. A surge happens when an account is actively researching certain keywords, segments, or even specific companies. So, say, for example, I'm a company. I'm a marketing automation platform. So I might be looking at the topic marketing automation, kind of more of that broad segment. But then I want to take it a level deeper and look at intent signals that show my company's name or other marketing automation competitors like Pardot or Eloqua or Marketo. So kind of showing different signals to help me better prioritize my accounts. Now, when you're looking at measurement, everybody has a different flavor to do it. You can do it within CRM like Salesforce. You could do it within an account-based marketing platform, maybe like Terminus. But you can also do it within your marketing automation platform. Or you could even do it old school and take it Excel. I want to start. So for today's example, I am going to start building out my first target account list. Marketing automation is something that's really important to my ICP. So I want to make sure the data that I have shows that isn't blank. And when I'm building out this list, I want to look at companies that are in the software industry that are geographically located within the state of California and fit my SMB market, which is 100 employees to 1,000 employees. And so this is a simple way to build a list in Pardot to start off with your target account building. Now, with the lists in Pardot, you're going to be pulling contacts, which we need to narrow that down one step further with accounts. And so an easy way to do this is export that data, dedupe it in Excel, and then you'll come up with your target account list number. Now, once I've got that target account list, my job as a marketer is to engage them. How do I get my brand in front of them? Whether it be through digital channels, through sales outreach, but I really need to start to engage these target accounts and really warm them up for my sales team. When I'm doing that, there's some specific KPIs that I want to look at and drive towards. Again, some of these may be very familiar to you. I probably won't spend a lot of time on those, but others might be other aha moments that you're like, I didn't even think about that. And again, measurement is a tricky thing. Not every company works the same way. So picking out the ones that are most relevant to your business. So the first one, and kind of one of the most basic ones, are web or email ad impressions. So this is looking at the total number of times a banner ad was shown to my target account. And that could be display ads, it could be email signature ads, but really just kind of a holistic number of those ad impressions. View through visits and conversions. And this is one of my favorite metrics. So for example, I'm out there showing ads to my target accounts and they don't click on the ads, but then they come back at a later date and maybe come to my demo form and fill that out. That's what we consider a view through visit and conversion. Web ad and banner clicks, pretty simply put, this is when my target account is clicking on those ads. Website visits. We all get those Pardot daily reports of who's on our website. Website visits is simply that, when your target accounts are visiting your website. Probably one of my more favorite ones as it relates to website is high value page visits. And this is essentially when target accounts are visiting pages that you've deemed to be high value. And some examples of this could be your pricing page, your demo page, just really pages that are indicating buying interest. Versus if somebody came and clicked your careers page, it's not really super high value for you. Chat conversions. Chat is super popular right now. You want to have real-time conversations with your customers and prospects. You want to meet them where they are when they come to your website. And chat conversions are looking at when our target accounts are chatting with us, engaging with our chat product. Nowadays, with account-based marketing, you can get hyper-personalized with your chat bots. You could have a chat bot that goes when you visit and says, "Hi, Stephanie at Terminus Company. Thanks for stopping by. How can I help you?" And it can click directly over to your account executive to chat. Now, the next one is one that I look at really closely. It's on our ABM scorecard all the time, is that percentage of target accounts engaged. And this is taking that total number of target accounts that we talked about in the previous slide and dividing it, taking by the target number of accounts that are engaged and divide it by that total number of accounts that were listed on our previous slide. And that's how we get that percentage. And not engaged is simply flipping the script on that one. So if I have 75% engaged, I have 25% that are not engaged. And then as it relates to dollars and cents, that cost per engaged account, and looking at how much money are we essentially spending to get a target account to interact with our brand. And if you'd like to build kind of like a list of engaged accounts within Pardot, you could take that initial target account list that we built with software companies in California and add in some more behavioral aspects. So have they opened up an email within the last 30 days? Have they completed a form on our website? Or have they visited any of our pages? And that's a quick way to come up with that engaged target account list via Pardot. Now, once we've got those accounts engaged, we want to start adding some pipeline dollars to them. That is most important. That's the KPI that I'm measured most on, is how much pipeline am I generating for my sales team? And this is really looking at legitimate revenue opportunities within my target accounts. And some of the key KPIs as we get into opportunity measurement one is account penetration rate. And this is the number of stakeholders or ideal personas that are engaged within my target account. So who are the marketing decision makers that are consuming my content, or the sales leaders who are looking at some of our other materials? We really want to kind of get to that rate. Our opportunity rate within our target accounts. So looking at that number of target accounts that we've generated some type of Salesforce, for example, we use Salesforce opportunity pipeline against our target accounts. where we really start to look at what is the dollar amount we're bringing in, how much pipeline are we generating. We look at that from our target account pipeline, and it's the potential revenue opportunities that were being created from that target account cohort. One of my favorite items to also look at is time from first touch to opportunity generated. Now, this is looking at the number of days from when target accounts have engaged with my brand to when they were recognized as a legitimate revenue opportunity. This is great to look at, and I also like to look at all the different cohorts of that time frame to see what those various touches were along the way. So we might be able to help create better content, or maybe move different steps of our outreach depending upon when they do that conversion. And then going back to cost, how much did it cost to get that opportunity? How much money did we spend to convert that target account to a revenue opportunity? And this one is especially important in B2B marketing. I think the stat says there are now anywhere between 7 and 10 decision makers on a B2B purchase. So we want to make sure we have accurate representation of all of the stakeholders that need to be involved in that buying decision. And that might be not only your point of contact, the person that you're engaging with as a salesperson, but adding in maybe the executive, adding in the decision maker, even thinking as broad as adding in folks from finance. So maybe the CFO needs signing approval, or maybe your procurement officer to do that back end reporting. The last thing you want to do as a salesperson is be caught up in the deal and then have a roadblock ahead. So making sure we have that whole buying committee represented is super important. And to do this in Pardot, another simple way is to take that original target account list. We're pulling in some of those fields from our Salesforce. So business opportunities that were classified as new business, not customers, and that were created within the last 90 days. And this is a simple way to pull that type of report. Again, Salesforce works great, or your CRM or other tools, you might be able to do this as well. So where we really want to see, the revenue come in is when we hit that bell and that closed won deal is coming in. And these are my target accounts who are now actual paying customers. And this is, I was telling Kate earlier, today is the 31st is our last day of our fiscal quarter. So my sales team is ringing the gong on all their new deals that are coming in over the past couple of days. So I know this is near and dear to my heart as a marketer and a partner with my sales team. So some of my new deal measurement KPIs, the first one is win rate. And I think one of the things we want to look at is, win rate is different with every single organization, how you classify it. But for my example, I'm just going to basically take the number of my target accounts who've signed on as customers and divide that by that initial total number of target accounts. New revenue one, that's looking at the dollar amount. What are those customers paying, and how much revenue are we generating from that converted account? Deal cycle length, I love this one. I love velocity and looking at how fast deals close. This is the number of days essentially from when that account first engaged with me to the time that they signed that contract. The faster we can sign the deal, the faster we can get that revenue on the books. And I think the average number of sales and marketing touches per closed won account really plays a hand in deal cycle. One of the things I do is I analyze all of my opportunities to see those various touch points in that deal journey, opportunity journey, if you will, and where we might be able to make improvements on. And then essentially, at the end of the day, we're really looking at what was our cost of acquisition? How much money do we spend to acquire the customer? And this really helps us in our budget planning, in our forecasting, but better understanding kind of how we are spending and how much we are acquiring those customers after we spend that money. And to do some new deal measurement within Pardot, we would originally start again with that first list that we built, our software companies in California that are using marketing automation. And then, adding in some opportunity data. So for this example, I'm going to use opportunities that were created within the last 180 days. Our deal cycle is about 6 months. Yours might be really long for some of those enterprise deals. could be a year, maybe 2 years. So you obviously want to adjust that based on your business. Looking at our opportunity record type of new business, and then looking at that opportunity stage of closed one. And again, these are simple ways to do this in Pardot. Lots of other tools can help you efficiently accomplish this. Now, customer retention, this is super important. I think, especially in the era of COVID, a lot of teams double down on customer retention and expansion. And really, we want to look at the number of existing customers who will renew with us over a given time. It costs less to retain a customer than it does to acquire a customer. And as a marketer, I want to make sure that we have a keen focus on our customer audience. So some certain KPIs that I want to look at from a retention basis are surging intent topics. I mentioned intent earlier on, but I think it comes into play, when we're looking at customer renewal situations. As a CSM, I might be seeing my customer surge on certain topics like my competitors. And if I'm seeing that, that might be a red flag. We might have a problem that I'm not quite aware of. We might need to step in and have additional conversations with this customer, maybe provide them with some education or a little bit more resources. Relationship score. We want to make sure we have a healthy relationship with our customer. We want to look and engage that communication level and relationship. But if we're seeing lower degrading scores, again, we need to take action before we lose this customer. And then renewal rate. What percentage of our cohort are renewing year after year? And customer expansion is the last kind of revenue full funnel revenue cycle I want to talk about today. And expansion is really essentially creating extra value of your product or service so customers can increase their usage, or we can expand into different business units. Some of the key KPIs that we want to look at from an expansion aspect are average contract value. So how much is our customer spending? How much can we increase that by adding a different product or service? How can we go into, say, for example, an enterprise account and maybe go into a different business unit and increase that contract value? Total revenue one. So how much revenue and dollars are we getting from our customers? And then lastly, a net promoter score, or NPS. There's many systems you can do that, but this is really the willingness of our customers to recommend our product or service to others. And looking at customer expansion, we could look at this from building a customer list. And then we've added in some tags for certain maybe cross-sell opportunities. So you can start to build it out. As you get further in the customer chain, a little bit more difficult to build out in Pardot, but still wanted to share an example. So in conclusion today, I really would encourage you to identify the KPIs that are most important to your business. I shared quite a few today, but start small. Find out the ones that are most relevant to your business, and then kind of build on those. Feel comfortable in the reporting of those and add in different layers as you get more sophisticated in your programs. Secondly, use the platform that best fits you. If you've got a CRM that's working and you're able to do these reports, great. If you have a marketing automation system, I shared a couple of quick tips on Pardot how to do it. If you have an account-based marketing platform, or even if you're old school and taking it Excel, just find a way and a platform that best suits your needs. And then always be measuring. As marketers, it's important that we measure. We have to prove justification for our budgets. We have to fight for those budgets for people. We want to be able to measure and see the success and also failures of what we're doing so we can better alter our marketing strategy and also our spend. So I'd like to thank you all so much for taking some time to spend your day with me. If you'd like to hit me up, here are my social channels on LinkedIn or on Twitter, or feel free to reach out to me with my email below, stephanie.kelly@terminus.com. It's been great spending time with you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of Par Dreaming, and I'm going to kick it over back over to Kate.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That was an amazing session. Unfortunately, it looks like we are out of time for Q&A discussion, though I do see at least two really great questions in the chat. So please stick around in the chat. We will be answering those questions after this session ends for you. Thank you again for joining us, and a special shout out to our sponsors for their support. Without them, Par Dreamin' wouldn't be possible. So make sure to pop into the sponsor booth sometime during the event and show them some love. Uh, Thank you all, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.